Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So since the beginning of Animal Crossing and as the games have progressed over the years, there have been some villagers that have been left behind. So I'm going to be ranking removed Animal Crossing villagers because there's a lot. There's like, I think 70 plus villagers that have been removed, and some of them I'm like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you take this villager away? And then some I'm like, yeah, they can stay gone. So let's go ahead and get started and rank every removed villager in Animal Crossing. Okay, I'm on my tier list that I made for the 70 plus villagers that have been removed from Animal Crossing. So we're going to start with the highest tier a villager can get, and that is, I'm begging you, please return. Meaning, you're just literally like, why would they remove you? Why would they do that to you? Okay, why would they take you away from me? I need you to come back home. Okay, I'm begging you, please return in a future Animal Crossing, please. And then the fourth tier is, you're kind of cooking here, you know, like you're a pretty good villager. Like, I don't really understand why you're removed, why you were removed, like why, you know, why, like come on. And the third tier is, you could maybe return at some point, you know, the villager's good enough, you know. If you don't return, that's fine, you know, I'm not really like gonna get really upset if you're not there. And then the fourth one is, I mean, you were definitely there, meaning like, wow, you're a villager, all right, you know, you are a villager and you were removed, probably for a lot of reasons. And then the last tier is, thank God you were removed. You know, hopefully none of these villagers have to go to that tier, but you know, I'm also just basing this off of like their appearance and like their kind of like their lore, their backstory of like why they were removed, or if they were replaced by another villager that's in Animal Crossing games now, or like just, you know, all the stuff. Okay, their design and also like their backstory is kind of what I'm basing the judgment off of. Okay, so the first villager we have is Isle, who is a lazy cub villager only in Animal Forest E+ and could only be obtained with the E card. So this villager was exclusive to the E card. You know, you had to, it was kind of like the amiibo card at the time, you know, like you could only get this villager if you scan the card. And also, a lot of these villagers were only in the first versions of Animal Crossing, but I will specify if they weren't, okay? So Isle is this little cub villager. Honestly, he's kind of cute. He's a little simple, but I don't mind him, you know? He kind of looks like some other cub villagers. I can't name them off the top of my head right now, but you know, you know what, I'm gonna say, you're kind of cooking here. You know, you're kind of cooking here. You're kind of cooking here. Next, we have Analog, which is a jock penguin in Animal Forest E+, and you needed his E card to scan him in and get him on in your town. He's cute. I'm not the hugest fan of the penguin villagers, but you know, he gets the job done. Okay, he's at least cute. He kind of looks like Sprinkle, the penguin villager that's in the Animal Crossing games now, but he's cute. You know, I could say, you know what, you could maybe return at some point, you know, you could maybe return. Next is Aziz, who is a jock lion, only in the first Animal Crossing game. So he was in all of the earlier versions of the first Animal Crossing on the GameCube, and I'm just not a fan of the lion villagers. I'm just not, you know, I'm just not. And so just the design choice, I can't really tell what he's wearing. I like his little shorts he's wearing though. Like that's a little interesting, you know. And honestly, you know, you could maybe return at some point. You know, Aziz could maybe return at some point, and I wouldn't be mad, but also wouldn't be upset if he never returned. Next, we have Belle, the peppy cow from Animal Crossing GameCube. I mean, she's cute. She's just like a ordinary cow, and like I feel like there isn't any other cows that just look like a cow, you know, which is why I kind of like her. You know, I kind of like her. Like, she's cute, you know. I'm gonna say, you know what, you're kind of cooking here. Okay, you're kind of cooking here. Next is Bessie, just a normal cow from the original Animal Crossing games. She's honestly just kind of boring, you know, like there's not really much going on here. I wish I could say there was more going on, but there's really just not. So you know what, I'm just gonna say, I mean, you're definitely there. Next is the normal chicken villager, Betty, who was in only the early versions of the Animal Crossing games, and she's cute, I guess. She's rather simple. She's not really doing anything for me, honestly, you know, I'm gonna be nice and say you could maybe return at some point. We have Bao, the lazy dog villager, only in Animal Forest E+, and you had to have his E+ card. Bao is named after this like dog to human translator thing that was made in Japan in 2002, and I think he's very unique, and he's also very cute. Like, I need him back, actually. So you know what? I'm begging you, Bao, please return. Next up is Carmen, the snooty mouse, who was in the original versions of the Animal Crossing games. Apparently she was a little controversial because her catchphrase is bumpkin, which apparently is a derogatory term for referring to someone in the country. I mean, what you talking about? Like, I'm offended. She was replaced by the rabbit named Carmen. So I actually like the rabbit Carmen. I think she's cute, and honestly, like, the mouse is cute too. Like, she's cute. She's all pink and stuff, but you know, I'm just gonna say you could maybe return at some point. You know, that's a good middle ground. Next up is Carrot, who looks like a carrot, and she's a cow, and she's a normal cow villager, and she was only in Animal Forest E+. I don't know, I think she's cute. She looks like a carrot, and I think, you know what? You're kind of cooking here. You're kind of cooking here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just not. Next up is the Peppy Squirrel Villager, Cece, and she's actually really cool. Like, I really do like her. She's unique, she's different. I love all the Amiibo exclusive villagers that were brought to New Leaf. I wish they were brought back to New Horizons, but she's based on the character Callie from Splatoon, and you could get her by scanning a Callie Amiibo in Animal Crossing New Leaf. She also has a twin sister, I think. I've never played Splatoon, okay? Sorry. But I think, you know what? I do like her a lot. So I just, you know, I think that I'm begging you, please return. Next up is Champ, the jock monkey, who was removed in Animal Crossing New Leaf, and he honestly resembles Porter, which is the train station conductor in New Leaf, and I think he honestly just got like a little promotion. Like, okay, without him working his way up, like, you know, he's cute, he's a simple little monkey, and I don't mind him, honestly. You know what? You could maybe return at some point. Next is Chico, and he's kind of scary, honestly. He's a lazy mouse villager from the original Animal Crossing, and you know what? I think we're just gonna go ahead and we know his place. Next is Chuck, who is a cranky bull villager, and you know, he's just rather simple. You know, he's just an angry little bull, you know, and his name's Chuck, like ground beef. Wow, oh my god, so funny. I mean, he doesn't really do anything for me, honestly. Like, I mean, you are definitely there. Next is Clara, who is a normal hippo, only in Animal Forest E+, and could only be obtained with her card. And you know what? She's also kind of scary looking, but you know, she's one of the better hippos, I would say. I'm not the hugest fan of the hippo villagers. A lot of them are very questionable, but you know, she gets the job done. You know, I mean, you're definitely there. You're just definitely there. She's cute, she's pink, whatever. Next is Cupcake, who is a snooty cub villager in the original Animal Crossing games, and she's really cute. I like her. I mean, her name's Cupcake. Like, come on, like, what? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I just love her. She's cute. I'm gonna say, you know what? You're kind of cooking here. Next is Dozer, who is a lazy bear, and he is actually the only bear villager to not return in the Animal Crossing series. And the picture, I feel like, doesn't do him justice. It just doesn't, I don't really know what's going on here, but I guess he always has his eyes closed because he's sleeping. You know, I'm just gonna say, I mean, you're definitely there. You know, like, doesn't really do anything for me. Like, next up is Alina, who is a peppy elephant in the original Animal Crossing games, and honestly, she's kind of scary. Like, what's going on here? I don't know what's happening here. I mean, you know what? I mean, you're definitely there. You know, like, you're not bad. You know, you're not bad. Next up, we have Emerald, who is a normal frog villager, and she kind of looks like Tad from like the other frog. I think she was probably replaced by Tad, or even like Lily. She's just like a simple little frog, but I think she's really cute. Like, I mean, that's a frog. Like, if I had to think of a frog, I had to think of a frog. What do you think of the frog?
I love her.
Period. Daly's here.
Save her. Save her. Bring her back.
Okay. Like, I'm begging?
Yeah, you're begging.
Oh, okay.
Begging, pleading.
Okay, well, I'm begging. Emerald, please return. Next up is Epona, who is a peppy horse from the Animal Crossing New Leaf Welcome Amiibo update, and you could get her from scanning certain Zelda amiibos. And honestly, like, I like the amiibo exclusive ones. Like, I wish they would have brought those back to New Horizons. I don't know why that was just a New Leaf thing, but I don't know. I think she's cute. I personally have never played the Zelda games. No, that's a lie. I've played them, but I'm not the hugest fan of them. So, you know what? Just because it's a unique concept, I'm going to say you're kind of cooking here. Next up is the one and only. We have Feline, who is a lazy cat villager in Animal Crossing New Leaf, and you could get him from scanning a Monster Hunter amiibo, and he actually lives on my New Leaf town right now. And I love him. He's great. I also just love the cat villagers, if you couldn't tell. He's perfect and amazing, and he's also unique. So, you know what? I'm just going to go cut right to the chase and say, I'm begging you, please return. This next one's a bit interesting. We have Philly, who is a normal villager that was brought into Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, and she's a part of a 7-Eleven collab. She was eventually brought over to Animal Crossing New Leaf, and she was only Japan exclusive, so you could go to a 7-Eleven during a certain time period in Japan and connect to the Wi-Fi there, and you could actually invite Philly to move to your town, which is actually kind of interesting, you know? Just for the backstory and the lore here, and also for the fact that it's 7-Eleven, like, I'm begging you, please return. I know you wouldn't return, Philly, but I just think you're so interesting, and I think you deserve to come back. So next is Flash, who is a cranky bird villager in the original Animal Crossing games, and I like his little hat. His hat's kind of cute, but he's just kind of boring. So I mean, you're definitely there. Next is Flossie, who is a peppy mouse in the original Animal Crossing games, and you know, she's not too bad. She's not awful. You know, I've seen worse mouse villagers. She's not bad, okay? But, you know, once again, she's rather simple, so I mean, you're definitely there. Next is Fruity, the jock duck, and he was in the original Animal Crossing games, and just by the looks of him, he looked a little fruity. He's not bad, but he's just rather simple. You know, I could see why they would remove him, but, you know, you could maybe return at some point. Like, I wouldn't mind. Next is Ganon, who is a cranky pig villager from Animal Crossing New Leaf and could be obtained by scanning certain Zelda amiibos. And, you know, once again, amiibo exclusive, really interesting concept. You know, don't play the Zelda games, but he's still really cool. So you know what? You're kind of cooking here. Next is Jin, a jock sheep villager, and by the looks of it, he looks a little scary. So you know what? You could maybe return at some point, okay? You could maybe return at some point, okay? Next is Hambo, the jock pig villager, and you know, I like his headband. Like, I like some of their design choices. I feel like a lot of them like actually have like something that shows like their personality trait. He's just kind of boring though, regardless of that. And so, I mean, you're definitely there. Next is Hector, the jock chicken, and he also looked a little fruity. I mean, like, I'm not like the biggest fan, so I mean, you were definitely there. Wait, I got that very wrong. That's actually Hank. His name is Hank, and the next villager is named Hector, okay? Hector's also a jock chicken, you know what? And I don't really like him that much, so you know what? Thank God you were removed, because you kind of just look... No one cares, you know? Okay, so the next one is also pretty interesting. So this is Holden, a jock hamster from the, I'm probably gonna mispronounce this, Fuiki series, which was exclusive to Japan, and you could actually order his furniture, but you couldn't invite him to live in your town. And it was, I think it might have been a limited time thing, but yeah, so he couldn't move to your town, but you could buy the furniture in his RV. But I think he's cute regardless. Like, I'm still gonna treat it like he, you know, was able to move to your island. So I'm gonna be like, you know what, you're kind of cooking here. Next is Huggy, a peppy koala in the original Animal Crossing games, and she looks very scary. She has something to say. I mean, you're definitely there. I mean, you're there. That's for sure. Next is Iggy, a jock goat villager in the original Animal Crossing games, and he honestly just reminds me of Billy, who is already in Animal Crossing now, who is like an older goat who's a jock villager. I guess like that's like the funny part, is they look old but they're a jock villager. I mean, like, since he's copying my boy Billy, and Billy lives on my island in New Horizons right now, I mean, he's cute though. He can maybe return at some point. I wouldn't mind. Next is Inkwell, another amiibo exclusive villager in Animal Crossing New Leaf, and you could get him from scanning certain Splatoon amiibos. And he's actually a jock, which would add like another personality type to the octopi villagers, because there's only 4, I think. And I wish they wouldn't have taken him out, because then there would be at least a little more diversity in like the villager type personalities. So you know what, you're kind of cooking here. She is a snooty gorilla villager, as we can see, but apparently she's a reference to Jane Goodall, a primatologist back then, you know, and I like the idea of like, you know, paying respect to people like that, you know. So you know what, I'm gonna be like, I mean, you're definitely there. Next we have Joe, a cranky bird. He kind of just looks like Bob if he was a bird. You see what I'm saying? Like the color scheme, and so he's just, I don't know, like he's just kind of boring. I mean, you're definitely there. Wow, this tier list is getting a little lengthy, y'all. Next is Jubai, who is a cranky lion, and he's just, you know, he's just kind of there. He's not bad. He's kind of cute, actually. So you know what? You could maybe return at some point. Next is Kit, a jock squirrel, and I think he's just adorable. Like, I actually like, you know, honestly, I'm begging you, please return, because that is a really, really cute squirrel, okay? I'm begging you, please return. Come on, Kit. Next up is the peppy chicken, Lay. And you know, she's kind of funky, you know, like I kind of like her. Like she's a little different. She's got a little something going on here. You could maybe return at some point, okay? I like her uniqueness. Next is Liz, the normal alligator villager. And you know what? She kind of looks like Gale. Like she kind of honestly looks like Gale. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. You could maybe return at some point too. I mean, a pink alligator? Come on. Next is Lulu, the snooty anteater. And you know, I'm also not a huge fan of the anteaters, but you know, she's simple, she's cute, but I mean, you're definitely just kind of there. Next is Lulu again, but the peppy hippo. So there's two Lulus and they both were removed, unfortunately, but you know, you're just definitely there. Like you're not really doing anything for me. Next is Madame Rosa, and she's a snooty bird villager. Like Madame Rosa, like what? Like that's pretty good. That's a pretty good name. You know, I think the name makes up for it. And she's kind of like distorted looking. I don't know why. It might have just been the picture, but she's kind of scary looking. But I'm gonna say, you know, you could maybe return at some point. I mean, Madame Rosa, like come on. Next is Marcy, the peppy kangaroo, and you know, she's cute. She kind of gives like Little Red Riding Hood, which is kind of cute. But you know, I think she was replaced by the other Marcy kangaroo, and that Marcy's normal. So we have two Marcys, but you know, she's cute. I like her. You know what? I'm gonna say you could maybe return at some point. Next is Massa, the jock dog, and he was actually replaced by Biscuit. And by the looks of him, he kind of scary looking. So you know what? I mean, you're definitely there. Here's Medley, a normal bird in Animal Crossing New Leaf, and you could get her from scanning certain Zelda amiibos. And you know, all the amiibo exclusive ones are good, so you know what? You were kind of cooking here. Next is Megami, who is a peppy dog, and you could get her with the E+ card in the original Animal Crossing games. And you know, she's actually pretty cute. She kind of looks like Cookie, the other pink dog. She's not bad. She's not bad, you know? I'm gonna say you're kind of cooking here. Next up is Meow. I love Meow. This is already, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and put her up here. Okay, so I'm begging you, Meow, please return. Meow is a peppy cat only from the original Animal Crossing games, and you could get her with the E+ card. And like Bao, she could be obtained by getting the cat to human translator made in Japan in 2003. Next is Nindori, who is a jock ostrich villager, and you could get him from an E card. And he's a reference to the orange GameCube, and I think his design is pretty unique actually. Like I actually don't mind him at all. So you know what? We're gonna say you're kind of cooking here, okay? Next one is Nosegay. Yeah, like so funny, haha, get it, gay. So Nosegay is a normal anteater in the original Animal Crossing games, and you know what? Nosegay, just cause your name, you're kind of cooking here. Next we have Otis, a lazy bird villager, and he's just kind of meh, you know? I mean, he's definitely there. Next is Oxford, the cranky cow. He was in the original Animal Crossing games, and you know what? I'm just saying, thank God you were removed. Next is Patricia, the normal rhino villager in the original Animal Crossing games, and she honestly just kind of looks like Meringue. But I actually like her. I think she's actually cute. She's a cute rhino villager. She's like, besides Meringue, another good one. So you know what? You could return at some point and I would not be mad. I would not be mad at all. Next is Penny, the Peppy Mouse. That is apparently a reference to an actual coin, like a penny. She's kind of cursed. I don't know. She's just kind of scary looking. So you know what? Thank God you're removed. Okay, thank God, because you were looking kind of scary. Next is Petunia, the snooty cow. And you know what? She's kind of like, ooh, you know, like I kind of like her. Like she got a little oomph to her. And I kind of, you know what? I would even say you could maybe return at some point. Next is, next is Pierre, the jock cat villager. And look at him. Oh my God. Why did you remove him? Why? I'm begging. Okay, I'm begging you to return. Next is Pigleg, and you know, I don't mind Pigleg. I don't. And I guess he's supposed to be a reference, like a pirate with the eye patch, but I just don't. Okay, I just don't. You know what? I mean, you're definitely there. Next is Poco, the jock cub villager, and apparently he's actually the villager Ike's son. Why would they take his son away from him? I'm begging you. Please return. Please, Poco. Next is Quetzal, a jock eagle villager. I feel like there's a lot of jocks here. Like there is a lot. I mean, like he's kind of cool. Like I like his design. I mean, I could see him returning. I don't mind. He's unique at least. Next is Rhoda, the snooty chicken, and she's cute. Like she's got a little something going on there. And for that, I'm gonna say maybe you could return at some point. Next is Rolo, the lazy hippo, and he's just kind of boring, so you're kind of just there. Next up, I'm really just gonna butcher this probably, but it's Shinaburu, and it's a jock duck villager from the original Animal Crossing games, and apparently he was a Japan exclusive, so you could only get him in Japan. But he's kind of cute though. Like he has a little scary look on his face, and I like it. So you know what? You can maybe return at some point. Next one, I'm definitely gonna butcher this, but we have Shukichi, who is a jock bird. He's just, you know, he's definitely there. Next up is my girl Sue-E. That is not Sui, it's Sue-E, and she is a snooty pig, and I absolutely love her, and no question about it. You need to make a return, Sue-E. Next up is the normal frog villager, the beloved Sunny. Just look at her. Just look at her and you can't look at her and say like she can't return, okay? But you know what? Bring Sunny back, okay? Petition to bring Sunny back now. I'm begging Sunny, please come back. I need you. Next is Finn, who is a lazy goat, and you know, it's just another old goat that's it's just okay, it's been done already, you know what? I mean, you're definitely there. Next is Taru, the jock wolf villager, and you know what? He's cute. He's actually pretty cute. I like the purple. You can maybe return at some point, you know? You maybe could. Next is Tiara, a snooty rhino. I mean, she's cute. She's cute. I'm just gonna say, you know, I mean, you could return at some point. Next is Twerp, the cranky bird villager, and honestly, like, I low-key kind of love him. Why do I kind of love him? I don't know, like, I kind of love him, and you know what? I want to say you're cooking, okay? Next is Valise, a snooty kangaroo, and I mean, she's just there. Next is the other Splatoon squirrel that goes along with Cece, and this is Viche, a normal squirrel villager from Animal Crossing New Leaf, and you could get her from scanning a Marie amiibo from Splatoon. I also really do enjoy her, so you know what? I'm begging you, please come back. Please return. Please, please. Next is Weldon, the cranky cow. Doesn't really do anything for me. You're definitely just kind of there. Next is Wolflink, a smug wolf villager from Animal Crossing New Leaf that you can get from scanning certain Zelda amiibos. And honestly, like, I like him, okay? I think that he definitely, you know, he cooked, okay? I like him. Next is the one and only, oh my god, why would you remove this villager? Why would you do it? We have Woolio, the jock sheep. Like, look at him. Look at him, he's cool, he's really cool. And for that, you know what, I'm begging. Please return. And finally, last but not least, we have Yodel, the lazy gorilla. And he just, you know, he's once again definitely just there. And there we have it, my ranking of all 70 plus villagers that were removed in Animal Crossing. I feel like this is pretty solid, okay? But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really do. It was just a little something I thought of doing. It was just like 2 seconds ago before I made this video. But I hope this just goes to show that there's a lot of villagers that have been removed from Animal Crossing that I'm like, why? Why? Come back. And then some that I'm like, okay, yeah, I see why you were removed. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.